Greetings in the love and in the light of our infinite prime creator, the divine grid programmer. I am a humble messenger, arising from within the morphogenetic quantum unified consciousness field of one. We communicate now. Dear esteemed viewer, we are the Anunnaki. If you have consciousness at this point in time, and you have any modicum, any measure, any amount of autonomy and motivation to improve your existence, whether that be in any of the aspects of the divine anatomy, body, mind, or soul. Body can be conterminous with all of your material foundation, your 3D physical stability, whether it's through your health, through your anything to do with your living arrangement that provides stability for you to continue to raise your consciousness and rise in your metahuman ascendant status. And that is all that the physical, that is the only amount of consideration that should be given to your physical well-being. Beyond that is excess, is darkness, is, frankly, it is fool's gold. It is not the gold that you want to be after in your incarnation. The incarnation for this epoch, at this very end of the Kali Yuga, we are about to go through a very tumultuous and interesting, or let me say exciting, transition between this ending of one age and beginning the very beginnings of the next age. And let me say this without any measure of drama, or wanting to cast negative aspersions or a shadow, but it is going to get a little bit more bumpy. It's going to get worse before it gets better in the near future. And it is in your best interest to continue to search within, seek within, and mine that spiritual gold. Because as the Hopi prophecies have stated, those people who are looking to make it through this transition of the ages with bombs and bullets and bunkers, of thinking that it's a Mad Max free-for-all, and there is some aspect of that, but those are the people who are lost, because the true survivors will be those who have created a spiritual survival package through whatever means that may be, whatever spiritual technology. Now, and we're looking at this book by this author that I've read quite a few books by, and the Anunnaki return to Earth and the end of religions, God and human race, the day the Earth will not stand still. That day has come and gone, from which he predicted in this book, in one sense. But see, here's what's really happened, and here's how I understand this. We are the Anunnaki. And Anunnaki means from those who from heaven to earth came. And I don't know all of the nuts and bolts, all the particulars and details of the spiritual technologies and how this has worked. But speaking for myself, I am not the same person that I was beginning in August of 2021. I had never heard the term starseed or anything like that at that point. But September 24th of 2021, I experienced a major transformation in the form of a full Kundalini activation. And so I won't go into the details of that, because the point being is that in a sense was, and that was, and I don't, consider that, well, I didn't know that was going to happen. It was a, meaning that I wasn't on a particular, under a particular guru or course of study that was, I was mindful. That was my goal, to have a Kundalini activation. It was the furthest thing from my mind, although it was, I guess, what it's called is a spontaneous activation. But it was, I consider it to be initiated from energies beyond my control, that from the heavens. So those who from the heavens to earth came, in the sense that we are the Anunnaki, and um, and thus, with that consciousness and realization, we are empowered as such. Now, I want to just kind of go through a few of the comments on this book, because there's a few things interesting. But so interesting that these are comments on the book by people who apparently read it. But the biggest problem that I have is the author laughs at religious people but worships the aliens. I can't take him seriously. So this to me, this statement is pure gaslighting. This is pure reptilian control. This is an extension of the reptilian control mechanism to gaslight this kind of information. He laughs at religious people. Yeah, within the context of this book, because it's the information that organized religions have been built upon is all control matrix, and this guy knows it. The author, talking about Maximilien de Lafayette, breaks it all down, but worships the aliens. And see, this is just a very ignorant understanding. I just laughed at this comment. It's somebody who's just hasn't considered at all the breadth and depth of the information presented in this book, which is 2022, The Anunnaki Return to Earth, The End of Religions, God and Human Race. Yeah, and I agree with that, because the new human, Homo luminous, Homo novo, the new human, the new Earth, it is at the end of the human race, in that sense that the old days, the old ways are over with. As we enter into harmonic universe number 2, we are the Anunnaki. And going back to my experience, where I experienced this Kundalini activation, I'll share this with you. That's a very powerful experience that's been likened to, you would better be off fooling around with nuclear power than that, which I was not consciously doing that. But in the aftermath, in the days after that activation, I can tell you it took me about at least a week to put things back together, to even begin to understand proper walking. I mean, and so that's just the tip of the iceberg with all that. But I can share this with you, that the experience of something new looking through my eyes, like walking through the woods, it was like there was another consciousness aware inside of my old consciousness that was seeing these trails where I would have been walking and, and exercising and earthing for, prior to that point, 1.5 years. But it was I was aware of another awareness, being aware and taking in my reality, or this reality. And I know that sounds a little, perhaps, obfuscated or cryptic, but that's real talk. That's just how it was then. And so it had been, and really, I guess, to put it in more clear language, it was a divine download that had taken place, and there was a new awareness, and essentially that, I believe, is what the Anunnaki return to Earth is all about. As all of us come online, as all of us awaken, we are those who from heaven to earth came, and there's a new consciousness, and we are empowered in that sense. And so here's another comment, 2031, humans will have spatial galactic extrasensorial faculties, implants, and electromagnetic telepathy will be developed, thus reducing time and space illusion limitations. Many will be able to revisit the past and foresee the immediate future. If you eat meat, you are slightly contaminated by the graves and might be eliminated. Left out. It's that kind of book, people. So buckle up. So that's more gaslighting, old, uh, old paradigm, kind of trying to poke fun at this information. But all my knowledge, here's another comment. This looks like a positive comment. All my knowledge, not that these were negative in the sense they were just incomplete, and they were, to me, they were purposefully, uh, meant to keep somebody away from that knowledge and away from that experience. These two commenters that left these low reviews, um, they're people invested in the old paradigm, and so they want to keep people from this knowledge. Knowledge, as Vasalamazulu Babakredo Mutwa pronounces it. But all my knowledge, knowledge about the Anunnaki came from reading and investigating. This book confirms everything I believe. This is the missing link in the human evolution class we were taught. This, my friend, I'm so ready. So, yes, so and again, that was the Anunnaki return. And essentially, we are the Anunnaki, these new awareness, new consciousness, this new self-empowerment that's taking place with humanity. But there's been stages of this awakening, but apparently we're at that time when the mass awakenings begin to happen and realizations begin to take place. And when that happens, we are the new empowered, new Earth people. We are the citizens, the galactic citizens of this new Earth who are empowered. And it's only the beginning as we are frequency. Everything is frequency. All is energy, vibration, and oscillations of rates of vibration and consciousness. And it's all conterminous. All this stuff is all interconnected uh, with the knowledge that was presented in that book. I've read that book. I have quite a few books by that Maximilian, and there's some give and take with it. It's like any source of knowledge. You take what resonates with you, and you kind of put your own, uh, you kind of make your own consciousness from that. And we all have parts of the puzzle, pieces of the puzzle. And again, it's not meant to be this corporate, unified mass, experience. And you're going to find out that that is what this age of Aquarius is all about, with all the Plutos and retrogrades and Jupiters in Taurus. And it's a new time of self-empowerment where our version, or what we believe to be our reality, is the reality. And there's none of this, Walmartization of consciousness and whatnot. So anyway, we are the Anunnaki, folks. We are those who from heaven to earth came. We are the new consciousness. We are the new earth, and we are rising as metahumans. Namaste, namaskaram.